The Everything Sequel podcast is brought to you by us. Not Us the movie, us, Mike and Tom of the Everything Sequel podcast. The Everything Sequel podcast contains explicit language. 'Cause we learned it from you, Dad. The Expendable movies. What a good time. My name is Michael Shantz of the How Dare You Awards. Joining me, the man who likes to quip and then fist bump with me, Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions. Say hi, Tom.
That's real Chinese takeouts.
You start with one of the racist comments.
Yep, the return of the Statham voice and his one-liners are still at the expense of Asian people. I particularly enjoy that line comes right after they discuss replacing Jet Li with another minority. So you point out the racism, and then you make the racist joke anyway. It's kind of indicative of how this series likes to have its cake and eat it too. Call out the excesses while indulging in those same excesses.
Yeah, I have several notes on several of these movies where I'm like, oh, the picture is calling out the quality of the writing that I was just in the middle of questioning.
It got you over a barrel that way. You can't, I mean, it's kind of like, it's
I can't complain.
Critic-proof filmmaking, isn't it? It's like, they know they're old. I can't complain about them being old. They know they're old.
There's an amazing shot, I think, in Expendables 2 of Sylvester Stallone lumbering at what I'll call his full speed.
Listen, okay, finish your point and then I'll make a counterpoint. Go on.
Running into a hangar, and I just thought, I don't think I would have used that shot.
Right.
Use a closer up shot. Do something so that I don't have to see him.
Yeah.
Sort of, it's like Frankenstein at a full run, is what it looked like.
I had less of an issue.
Very funny.
I had less of an issue with his kind of running speed, because I have so many notes along the lines of, I can't believe a man of his age is physically capable of doing what he's clearly doing on screen. Like, it's not, like, you when you can see it's him doing it,
yeah, and
you go, I mean, how old is this guy when he's making these movies? 70s? 60s?
At least, yeah. I think he...
I mean, I don't have the physical...
He's 46?
I mean, I don't have the physical capabilities.
Born in 46? Something like that?
I was born in 46. So if you said, he's 46, then that's okay. But...
then he's ridiculous.
But I tell you what I had a real issue with.
Go ahead.
With regards to Stallone, and let's, the usual, the usual blanket in the bagness for Stallone applies, but
yeah,
I had a fun time kind of watching the journey that his face goes through in these three movies.
Oh, man. Just on the facial hair alone.
I mean,
or lack thereof. At one point,
it gets to the point that in Expendables, that, by the way, that's not a joke. They're really,
no, that's the title.
The third of these movies is called Expendables. It's not one of my sequel pitches this time. Like when he has to do any acting, he throws his hands up in the air because his face is capable of communicating any emotion. It's so paralyzed by that stage that he has to just throw his hands up in the air like a fucking chimp every time he wants to do any emotion.
I literally went back and forth just specifically on his face, too. Because when you juxtapose it with his body, I kept thinking to myself, this guy's 65 fucking years old.
Yeah.
And getting close to 70 at one point.
Oh, his body's
and then
ridiculous.
by the time you get to Forables, he's in his 70s because it's a decade after, or almost a decade after the last film,
anyone stopped caring. Yeah.
So there were times where I'd look at his face and I'm like, Jesus, that poor guy. And then I'd think, you know what? That poor guy's 65 fucking years old. Like,
and also
he's looking better than a lot of 65-year-olds. So,
yeah, but it's kind of interesting because I don't know if there's at some point during these movies there's work to undo the work, but his face improves briefly. And then it takes a big downturn.
Big
like
dive.
a 2008 financial crisis downturn. But it's not. But I expected it to be, sort of diminishing returns for his face throughout the. But that's not what. His face gets better and then it gets worse.
So part of it with me was wrapped up in his facial hair because his facial hair seemed to
not be reflective of the face he owns.
Well, like also I was impressed, because I kept looking at his hair too, and I'm like, Sylvester Stallone seems like the kind of guy that would use hair dye, but he doesn't seem to be using hair dye.
Beard dye.
There's a little gray.
He uses beard dye though, always.
That's the thing. Is that the beard dye? He ends up.
He bought the wrong Just for Men.
It's just incongruous. Everything that's going on in his face is kind of sloppy, and so when you add that facial hair, something weird happens that you can't. You're like, I don't know what I'm looking at. What's happening here?
And it's really interesting. That said, and this is where our in the bagness for Stallone will, I think, presumably rear its head. He's an actor who gets a lot of flack for his lack of chemistry with other actors, and I don't think you can hold that against him in this particular series. I think he demonstrates in this series that he can form a good double act with pretty much anyone when he's in the mood, right? And he seems to be in the mood for the majority of these movies.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe it's because they're other action actors who have had similar careers to him. Maybe he's able to relate to them on a level that he's not able to relate to, let's say, the cast of Oscar. But
I disagree. I love the movie Oscar.
Yeah, but it's
in the bag for Oscar.
But I'm
the one person
I'm in the bag for Oscar. I'm in the bag for Oscar
completely.
I'm in the bag for Oscar, but I'm not in the bag. He's off the rhythm and the beat of the comedy in that movie, whereas the Expendables is his speed of comedy, I would say.
Okay.
And and not just him. I think there are other actors in these movies that whose performances I think would surprise a lot of people who are generally down on these kinds of actors.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to your Van Dammes and your Lundgrens, who have never received the best acting notices in their career.
Sure.
You look at what they do in these movies, and it's kind of remarkable. Yeah,
they seem to have genuine affection for each other, and they seem to have genuine chemistry.
Yeah.
And we're talking like lots of different backgrounds, ages. They span quite a bit. Even former jobs. I mean, we have lots of MMA people and
yes.
We have people
no one's
athletes and
I think it's interesting that it doesn't. The acting part of this movie doesn't really fall apart until the very last movie.
Yeah,
which is about 2 movies after you would necessarily expect. Were you someone not like us who doesn't care about these people and assumes they're all terrible actors?
Right.
I mean, and it's interesting as well, and this is why you can't, as I'm talking about it, you can't tar this series with all 3 films with the same brush.
I agree.
They're very different They're very, very different movies, and one of them, I think, the cast is sort of as good as you get for any movie. Not talking about an action movie, like any movie in Hollywood that's made.
Mm-hmm.
That actually you wouldn't get a better cast for any movie. The biggest prestige movie you want to make would still probably could conceivably include these actors.
Sure.
And then there's one that's the direct opposite of that.
Very much so.
And then there's one that's kind of in the middle, where it's sort of like not the A team, but like your best B team. And that that might be the key to success as well. It's sort of like that you're actually taking actors who are at a certain level.
Be careful though, because you might be confusing me, because one of these movies is very much an A-team episode.
Yeah,
but that might not be the movie you're talking about.
One of these movies is Temple of Doom also. Yeah, no, that's the thing about this series, and that's what's kind of so great about watching them, is you don't have to consider originality.
No.
You know, like instantly you're like, this is not, everything we see will have been done before in some form, and that's the point.
Yeah, I think it's the point too, because at one point in one of these movies, I think, oh, they're aping an awful lot of the Bourne movies. And then in the next movie, I think to myself, oh, they're clearly going for a John Wick thing right now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun to track the different influences in each movie.
Well, I started to think of this series about halfway through. I was like, oh, so I made the analogy that the Expendables is to action cinema what Scream is to the horror movies.
Okay.
That essentially, a run-of-the-mill genre film with this extra metatextual layer of comedy that distinguishes it from the formula.
Yeah.
And and keeping those two different modes of address in play throughout these movies is I think where the difference between success and failure in each individual movie.
Mm.
I think if you can maintain that balance, then you've made the more successful version of this movie, I would say.
All right.
And that's pretty much how I approach my ranking, is sort of like, which movie got the balance better, and had any balance, I suppose, for one of them.
I don't know. So it's totally clear to you?
I have a ranking in mind. Good and bad is harder, as I knew it would be, because of our
that's tough.
Our conscious bias towards a lot of the people involved in these movies.
Sure.
And the kind of movie this is. I mean, if you go in with no respect for the people involved in making and in these movies, and you don't like these kind of movies, you probably come out with a very
not going to have a good time.
Well, you probably come out with a very different ranking and a very different declaration.
Yeah.
I don't care. These movies mean a lot to me, and I think it's fair to say that
mean a lot to you. Had you seen them before?
No. I mean like action movies as a genre.
Got you.
And the particular generation of action movies that these movies are about mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say they mean a lot to a hell of a lot of people.
I think so, yeah.
For these movies to exist, and for them to, if it's not too sweeping a statement to say, work on many levels. I mean, without that inbuilt audience that's craving nostalgia for this era of cinema,
right?
These movies don't get made, and they don't get seen.
It's funny. It's an odd, funny series because they shouldn't work.
No.
They really shouldn't.
It's literally a retirement. It's literally a retirement community for these actors.
I mean, Stallone has said several times that one of his favorite things is to take somebody who's clearly fallen on hard times and kind of give them a shot.
Yeah.
And how could you not be romantic about that? That's nice. And then, and then on top of it, secret smart person. I'll say it.
Well, it's never anyone. It's never anyone who's not worth redeeming. That's the other thing.
Yeah, right.
Like it's not like he's. Well, I mean, morally maybe. Morally and ethically, they might not be worth redeeming, but artistically,
I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Because I realized as I was saying that people might think I'm talking about Mel Gibson. And I'm like, okay, morally and ethically, he's not worthy of redemption. As a film star, he is.
Big surprise for me.
What
Mel Gibson in that movie.
Do you like his views on modern art? I assume they are Mel's own and not the characters.
Absolutely.
But that's the go on. I mean, I'll let you. Sorry to jump on your point. I'll let you finish your point. But I mean, there's class is permanent, right? Class is permanent.
Right. Yeah, there's something about Stallone that is undeniable, and that he can make it's even if he's making something that plenty of people could consider to be dog shit.
Yeah.
He does know film, I think. And he knows what works on film, and like you said before, they're not afraid at all in these movies to shy away from the obvious jokes.
Well, yeah, the jokes we would make also, I think. That's what's great
Exactly.
about them.
Right. And they revel in that in a way that I think was smart. Secret smart.
I mean, it's all genre appropriate, isn't it? I mean, action cinema is the quippiest of genres.
Mm-hmm.
And not weirdly, but I don't actually think I watch this, and I see a lot of movies, especially now, which I think overindulge in quippiness when they don't when silence would be perfectly fine, would be perfectly acceptable. But this is a genre where we know people like to blow shit up and then do a one-liner,
look down the barrel of the camera.
Yeah, and so. And weirdly, I don't think they overplay the hand with that. I think there are moments where they're like, actually, let's not say anything. Or let's ride it on the truck instead. Rather than have someone say it. Until it becomes an entirely CGI-generated environment, in which case all bets are off.
On top of that, you add another layer. For the real old-school layer of action heroes. So I'm talking about Sly and Arnold and Bruce Willis, Mel Gibson.
The Holy Trinity, you might say.
The Holy Trinity, yeah.
There is literally a religious painting of... There's like a religious painting Holy Trinity moment in one of these movies, which I think is fun. I think it's like, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they were talking about.
But the other thing that I found really interesting watching these movies is because the movies have a mindset that is clearly, but it's based on character too. It works for their characters because it's based on
These are real
a conservative worldview that to me is just beyond wrong-headed, but makes complete sense for the characters and who they are and where they are in the world.
And then there are kind of surprising characterizations as well. Like where an actor's either an actor's playing against type, or a character is not what you expect them to be, based on the archetype of what they usually are. Like that also is. That's why I think these movies are kind of a tightrope act. Because you like,
sure,
it's as much about giving the audience what they want as well as subverting their expectations. And I think when you cast Dolph Lundgren as an amateur scientist, you're really rolling the dice on based on what people think that actor is capable of conveying.
The problem is, he actually is. He is a Fulbright scholar, and he is a chemical engineer.
Exactly. And that's the other great thing about this. And this is what I mean. Stallone's always, again, in a purely, in entertainment terms only, Stallone is always right about this shit, right? He's always, he knows Lundgren well enough to say, okay, so we had him as, in the first movie, he's a heel, he's the heel, basically.
Yeah.
And then in the next few movies, you it's sort of like, let's have him play himself.
Right.
Let's see what that does. Let's just completely 360 the character. We'll instead of doing like film Lundgren, we'll do real Lundgren. And I'm watching it and going, everything everyone thinks about this actor is wrong.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor. Such a good actor.
You know what's amazing is because when you watch him in all of these movies, you think he's not acting. You could think he's not acting.
Absolutely, yeah.
When you watch him talk about the movies off screen, You're like, holy shit, that was a character.
You know what these movies?
That guy's acting his ass off.
The other thing I think the other kind of layer of complexity that when you watch these movies really comes across to me is the triangular address. So there's the character that the actor's playing. There's characters they played in previous action
in the past.
Movies. And there's what we know about the actors in real life.
Sure.
And and for not all of the characters, we don't know enough about some of these actors to be able to do this, but for most of the cast, you can kind of think about all of that simultaneously when you're watching.
Yeah, for sure.
Certainly for Sly and Arnie and Wesley Snipes and Mel Gibson and Harrison Ford, and that is actually quite a complicated bit of character writing.
Yeah. To
kind of keep all those three different ideas of those people in your head at once. And that's why it's that this is, to me, more interesting action fare than probably a lot of the movies that came out around this period, which didn't have those extra 2 layers of kind of cognitive stimulus when you're watching these movies. You're going, wait a minute, so I got to think about this guy, I've got to think about characters he's played, and I've also got to think about who he is in real life, and the pleasure is going to be somewhere in the middle of that triangle.
Sure. It's a Bermuda Triangle of character development.
Except no one gets lost. It's just like it's brilliant. It's such a, when it works, and it doesn't always work, because again, and that's the other thing about Stallone, like he's a roller of the dice. He doesn't win every game.
Right, sure.
So he wins big and he loses big.
Yeah.
Over the course of this series, it all evens out.
Agreed. What a good time.
Yeah, this was a nice antidote to 2009. Even though
Agreed.
Even though these movies start just after that.
Just after.
I did think about that when I was watching. I was like, we've gone forward numerically in time, a very short period of time, but feels like things have changed.
I mean, I caught myself watching 2 and 3 and found myself saying things to myself like, these might be the best movies ever made.
They might be some of the
and then saying that's a ridiculous statement.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
There might be some of the best American action cinema made in this period of time.
All right, fine.
But I keep finding out that all those years when I was hate watching Bond movies and going, why are these not enjoyable anymore? There's at least two franchise alternatives, both Mission Impossible and The Expendables, which are giving me exactly what I want from an action
I found
movie.
myself thinking an awful lot about Mission Impossible and sort of the difference between that and this. I think action-wise and off-screen-wise, because if I look at Mission Impossible, I see gosh, is that right? Because who knows with Tom Cruise, but I think of it as left-leaning, and I think of this as conservative, like right-leaning.
Oh, it's right-leaning. I mean, you don't randomly cast Kelsey Grammer in something and not be right-leaning.
Amazing.
I mean, it's literally like any Trump supporter will do at this point. Is there a Republican in the room? Hello. I'm Dr. Fraser Crane.
I just like the idea from a selling standpoint of a preview that I'm sure I saw that was like Stallone, Ford, Gibson, Arnold, Grammer.
No. He sticks out like a sore thumb because he has no action cinema heritage.
I don't think we can count down Periscope.
I mean, I suppose if you're being generous, you could say he is the Beast.
True.
But I don't think anyone was happy about that.
Just one movie, though.
It was kind of... I remember that's one of the last kind of... Before I had a child, the last kind of superhero movies I went to see at the movie theater, I was just like, the way that they try and slip Kelsey Grammer, I'm like, as someone who's probably, one of the two of my favorite sitcoms are Cheers and Frasier, and I'm like,
yeah.
You can't just slip Kelsey Grammer in there. You can't just have this blue Frasier Crane come into the Oval Office and expect me to not notice or care.
You can't have him pop in trying to catch Boris from GoldenEye.
Oh, there's one of these movies. I got some GoldenEye feels. They actually, one of these movies, they do a reverse GoldenEye,
but also kind of the GoldenEye video game,
which I'm sure was all they saw in preparation for making it. Probably Stallone's like, GoldenEye, that's art cinema. I don't like that.
Running up the silo, killing people. We could do that.
Also, since. Between deciding to do this series and actually doing it, like as we did with Tony Todd when we did the Candyman movies, we killed an actor. We killed Chuck Norris.
We did? You and me?
Well, yeah, we said let's do the Expendables, and then about a week later, Chuck Norris died.
So it's our fault?
I mean, he doesn't look in great shape. He appears in the Expendables too. So no court would hold us accountable for his death. But I do think it's interesting that we keep saying, "Oh, let's do this franchise," and then immediately one of the lead actors dies.
I only work alone because I can barely walk.
To tell you the thought I had when he first appeared, I was like, is he wearing a mask of his own face? And then not to jump on our next episode, but I was like, wow, his voice is high for what you would expect it to be. Is this why he mostly kicks people in movies? Because if he talks, you'd be like, fuck that guy.
There's been a lot of, since his death, a lot of AI-generated videos of him in other movies happily kicking people, both good and bad. Whatever. He's in the cell in Silence of the Lambs kicking Hannibal Lecter in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And then just smiling. Doing it to even, like, say, Michael Jackson in the Thriller video or, like, whatever. It's very funny.
Is it? And it's interesting, like, I don't really understand, like, when we get to each individual episode, you'll be able to fill me in on the Show Me the Money.
Mhm.
Just saying it now.
It's fascinating.
Because like the like Expendables 2 is kind of it's like I say, it's the B team. It's not the biggest action stars
Mm-hmm.
in the world. It's that kind of second tier, but it's all of them.
Yeah, right.
And then it gets Expendables 3, and it's like you can go none more higher in terms of the action stars that you have.
Yeah.
Like, you have 3 of the biggest action stars of all time in that movie. And then
Sure.
Expendables, I mean, you know, unless you're into your Thai and Indonesian action film franchises,
Right.
none of those.
Or I guess the Transformers, the first 2 Transformers.
Well, that's it. Like, the caliber, the way that the caliber of action star changes in these movies is fascinating, and not at all what you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Because it peaks and then it valleys.
Dips. Big.
Yes, we're at the bottom of a gorge by the end of this series. That's for sure.
But kind of delightfully so.
Well, we'll see. We'll see whether it was where it was delightful or not. I suppose we should start to talk about that.
Yeah. What? So, at all difficult for you?
Ranking, no.
Okay.
Good and bad, yes. Because even when I don't like these movies, I want to like them.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I think there's a different. I had to sort of decide whether.
Ooh, got it.
You want to explain that, or are you going to cut that out? Audio medium. Your Obama-like catching of a fly.
Yeah, I got a bug.
I say I went to Obama and not Miyagi, which would have probably been the better. Did Miyagi catch the fly? I forget.
Yeah.
He did, okay.
Well, not in the first movie. I think he gets it in the second movie.
Okay. Once again, Karate Kid Part 2 totally missing the point of that scene. Like, it doesn't actually matter whether you catch it or not. And then Cobra Kai comes along and shows you how
He gives a wry smile, Tom. That's what makes it work.
And then Cobra Kai comes along and shows everyone how it should have been done from the first place. Pretty much the story of that series.
Sure.
But yeah, so you caught a fly, and we were about to rank the series.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, what made it to the top of your list and why?
Well, before you went into Miyagi mode, I think I was starting to say that there's movies that a couple of these movies, I think one is very consistent.
Okay.
And the other one has highs and lows. So it's sort of like, what do I give credit for? Like, do I want to punish the unevenness, or do I want to praise the heights? In the end, I think slow and steady wins the race. Unfortunately. Okay. But yeah, I think these movies, they are a tightrope act. You know, you have to walk that line of big dumb action movie and a commentary on those same movies, and also walk the line between action movie fantasy camp and and
God, what a great way to put it.
Yeah, and totally. I mean,
action movie fantasy camp. Perfect.
Or the other thing I thought of is, like, this is what action movie heaven looks like. If you go to action movie heaven, this is what it's gonna.
Absolutely.
But the other side of that is
they can all say to each other, "See you soon."
But the flip side of that, I think, is, is it a fantasy camp or is it a retirement community? And so, but the movies want to play that up and part of that is kind of balancing.
They're not shying away from that at all.
It's also got to be a kind of melancholic eulogy to the heyday of action movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to balance that with the fantasy camp aspect of it. And again, as I said, I think balancing giving the audience what they want and subverting your expectations. And I think the movie that does that best overall, which is not to say that it necessarily has the best scenes or moments of the franchise, but the movie I think that kind of I want to reward for striking that balance and straddling all of those things the best is The Expendables 2.
Okay. That's interesting to me, though, because I'm not saying I disagree. I disagree without disagreeing, because I might have found Expendables 3 to be the more slow and steady than I did
It's certainly
Expendables
slow.
2.
If slow and long wins the race, yes. Then if that was my criteria, it would be Expendables 3 all the way, baby.
I was absolutely dismayed because we didn't talk about this yet, but it's delightful to put all these movies, but one of them on, including the original, and see like hour and 47 minutes.
Yeah.
To me, that's like Stallone getting it.
Sure.
Like he knows, because in a time where movies are just getting more and more bloated, I greatly appreciated that.
To be fair,
Expendables 3, though, 2 hours, 6 minutes, not a crime, but considerably longer.
It's a misdemeanor.
Yes.
But also you need to factor into that. I think the only movie that applies to is Expendables 2, because Expendables I don't think could have been a second longer than it is. I literally think they had to throw everything at the wall just to get a movie out.
Boy, did they.
Never have I seen a movie that looks more like the victim of cutbacks than Expendables.
I've got notes for that movie that says this looks like the Wes Anderson's version of the Expendables.
Oh, wow. I definitely didn't think that.
Okay.
Lonnie Anderson, maybe.
So here's it was closer for me than I think it was for you.
No, it was close. It was close. I was just going. I was thinking holistically, which is which movie outperforms the other.
Yeah.
I'm rewarding what it does well.
But what does that mean? Outperforms.
It's the balance between rewarding what it does well and punishing what doesn't work.
Okay.
And if you're willing to put up with a lot of shit, then maybe Expendables 3 could be at the top of the list. But you have to put up with way more nonsense.
Well, I guess what I started gravitating
full on nonsense, and not in a good way.
What I started gravitating towards was, I thought the filmmaking. I'm gonna get myself into trouble.
No, I think I'm about to agree with you.
I think the filmmaking is more uneven in 2 and less uneven in 3.
100% agree. I think the filmmaking takes a step up in 3. There's no two ways about it.
Okay. So I gravitated towards that.
That's literally my first note in Expendables.
All right. Okay, good. Then the other thing for me was the biggest surprise in the series was this person that I used to, I don't know if revere is the right word, but this person whose movies I used to love and used to love going to, and then found out what a despicable person he was.
There's so many people you could be talking about right now. As far as I'm concerned.
I'm talking about Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I thought he was a revelation in this movie. Yeah. I really did not expect. One, I thought I had seen at least Expendables 2. Had not, by the way.
No, me neither.
Original, only one I watched, and apparently I just let the Expendables fall by the wayside. I feel like I fucked up.
I knew I'd seen the Expendables. I recently rewatched it. I had no memory of anything that happened in it.
One memory.
But actually, one memory, one line. I took away one.
Okay.
We may talk about that.
I came away with one memory, but I thought it was at the end of the movie and it's in the middle.
I did not. I forgot the context of the memory, which I guess is like forgetting the memory. Essentially, if you forget the context of the memory, that's not a memory, is it?
Anyway,
speaking of which, Highlander 2's on Prime.
Heyo.
Speaking of memory.
Let's do the single sequels for that year, right now. Right now. For everyone, we're going to stop what we're recording right now. We're going to go watch
You seem to forget Highlander has had many sequels after that.
Damn it. Forgot about that.
Many sequels.
All right, then we'll do the Highlander series.
I'm game.
All right, back to my point. I think Mel Gibson is fantastic in that movie. I think he gives one of the best performances in this whole series.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's up there.
Easily.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was completely shocked by that. He's such a good baddie.
And it's competitive.
Such a good baddie. I couldn't believe it.
And how secret smart person is it of Stallone to kind of turn people turning against Mel Gibson into a positive for this series?
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is, like, literally, I came up with a couple of fake titles for these movies, and one of them was The Cancellables. Because essentially, what we're talking, when they're talking about taking Mel Gibson to The Hague, what we're talking about is Mel Gibson in the court of public opinion.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like triangular address right there.
But that's
it's
genius.
Thinking about all
that's
those
so
things
smart.
simultaneously. So smart. So I mean, and Wesley Snipes. They do this exactly the same thing with Wesley Snipes in the same movie.
Yeah.
And arguably a little bit, even though no one has ever had a bad word to say about him, but Harrison Ford as well. I think.
Okay.
It's like, wouldn't it be great if Harrison Ford just flew around, played a CIA agent and flew around?
Yeah, it'd be better if he crashed. Would have been better if he crashed.
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
I
don't know. I'm losing control of this thing for some reason.
It was like a year before Force Awakens, and I was like, whoever wrote Harrison Ford's dialogue in this movie should have been hired by J.J. Abrams to be the script doctor for Force Awakens.
What I love most is Mel Gibson's reaction to hearing The Hague. The Hague? Me?
Yeah, but
it's great.
No, it's. I know what you mean, and on a casting level, on a filmmaking and a casting level, it's a step up.
Yeah,
but it's a step down in a lot of other.
So
regards.
I gravitated to all those things. However,
most of the movie isn't about that.
But, and there's always a but.
There's a very big but.
But Expendables 2 felt to me, now having also rewatched the first Expendables.
Yeah.
It feels, we've talked about this with the Mission Impossible series where they found their stride.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
And Expendables 2 is like, they get what this is now.
Definitely.
I don't know, the manner in which they attack all of their jokes, and they even repeat them and go after them over and over again in ways that just made me giggle and delighted and just went kind of beyond.
That's the great thing about this series is the expectations it manages your expectations. It's like, I'm not expecting this movie to reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I just want it to do what it does well. And on a case-by-case basis, I kept going, they did that well. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. I kept saying, but like, Expendables 2 was the movie I was watching when I said, this might be the best movie ever made. And then I started watching Expendables 3, and I'm like, I have some quibbles, but like, this is better filmmaking, and you have this added layer with Mel Gibson, and then you've added Wesley Snipes, and so honestly, it was razor thin edge for me on deciding. But because I had so much fun and delighted so much, I too went with Expendables 2.
Oh,
but there was a part of me that really wanted to reward Expendables 3.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not quite sure it deserved it.
It did. It doesn't,
because
overall.
it surprised me in ways.
Yeah.
But everything about Expendables 2 surprised me. So
I think
I went with 2.
Yeah, I think in the end it was you know what averages out as a great movie? The Expendables 2. I mean, for me, Expendables 3 is, I'm assuming, next on your list.
Yeah.
As it is on mine. And the reason why it's not top, or why I didn't have any hesitation about putting it second, I suppose, is the best way of saying it.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I think...
Because it was hard for me, really.
The second act of this movie turns it into something that turns into a movie that's uneven, overlong, cumbersome, and really muddies the movie. It goes in a direction that is not what this series is about. And it goes so far in that direction that it ends up kind of... While I think the first and the third act are pretty good overall, the second act, I think, is just doesn't work. But the third act also would have been better had it not been overloaded with the baggage of the second act. You know, I think there are enough movies being made at the time about young people looking at screens. I mean, the Mission Impossible movies, right? I mean, it's just people, talk to me, Benji, right? The Expendables is about something else. It's about generally older people with a non-technological way of looking at action.
Barney would say, "Let's go."
Yeah. I mean, Expendables 2, in the cold open, Stallone throws a bike at a helicopter. I mean, that tells you all you need to know.
Amazing.
As if it's the most natural thing to do in the world. And that's that's what we're dealing with. And I think, what they're trying to do with parts of the Expendables 3 is to sort of... is almost like it doesn't trust itself that that's enough. And tries to make it like every other action movie on the market. And then it wants to have those two things running parallel, and they're just not gonna
I think that's part of it, but I think Stallone also wanted his old people characters. I think he thought there was probably value in his old people characters being confronted by young people characters, showing them that there are other ways to do this.
Yeah, well, but that's
and it's like they had to
not
learn
what these
lessons.
movies are about. I mean, that to me, that's just...
No, I agree.
That's just a complete irrelevance. That's just like, and here are some elephants. Let's watch those elephants for a while. For half an hour. Let's have those elephants just walk by. Like, nothing to do with what the movie's about. I have a ball. So I think it undermines itself as it goes along. And when also, I mean, it is partly a victim of its own success early on, because it sets up, like three of the biggest, best action stars in film history. And it's like, so why are we not spending the movie with just those three characters? Like, surely that's enough. And I mean,
yeah, but once you've set your store on literally putting everybody that's ever been in action film into your movie, it's hard to then refocus just on three.
Yeah, we accept is that would be the secret smart person thing to do. Would be like, you've got Stallone and Ford sharing scenes. You've got Stallone and Snipes, interacting. You've got Mel Gibson and Stallone facing off. You've got Mel Gibson facing off with Harrison Ford. It's like, you don't need to work harder than that to make a successful action movie that is also
you're right.
that is also a celebration. I mean, what could be more of a celebration of action movies and a testament to what they've achieved in cinema than basing a movie around these three or four actors? Not to mention you've still got to throw in Arnold in there.
Yeah.
It's like, the way that they go about this movie takes the edge off things. Like the finale, the finale should be unimpeachable because you've got a helicopter piloted by Han Solo with the Terminator shooting out the back, right? And yet at the same time you're going, how are all these people going to fit in that helicopter?
Yeah, because now it's 10.
I don't want to be thinking about that. I don't want to be thinking about... And then there's a moment when they're like, let's break up into teams. It's like, the great things about Expendables 2? We didn't have to break into teams because there was only about 5 of them. And that's enough. Anyway.
Agreed.
But if you ask me, some that, the example I just gave, some of the best scenes, moments, iterations of this franchise are in Expendables 3. And I knew there was a lot of hate for Expendables 3. And as I was watching it, I was like, I don't understand why. And then I understood. Yeah, and then I understood why. Okay. Almost. Well, as we went over, we're an hour into the movie and we're already on our third team. I'm like, okay, well, fair enough. This movie has problems.
Yes. The other thing I think it suffers from is it's inciting incident to split from old to young. Doesn't really make any sense for Barney as a character.
No.
That seems like the last fucking thing he'd do in the world. It's another one.
You're going to have to stop making reference to things that our listeners can't see.
I had it. Oh, I got it.
I think the bigger question is, why are there so many insects in your closet? Are they moths? Is it coming out of your clothes?
No. It was a gnat.
Oh. So, yeah, I think I think it's definitely second on the list, unfortunately. But
well, yeah.
But I will say,
for me it's closer, but I know what's definitely at the bottom of my list.
But also, I take a little bit of issue with what you're saying about the character turn for Barney. It's hard to not think of him as Sylvester Stallone and/or Rambo and/or Rocky and/or whoever he plays in Escape Plan. Whatever his name is in Escape Plan. Or Demolition Man, especially in 3. Was that I think the idea of I'm one of us nearly died. I'm gonna spare you is fine. But he should have gone out and got another set of 20th century action star action figures. And
well, that's not what Kelsey Grammer had on tap for him. Sorry.
It's not, but then you see, you sort of one of them, most of them are young.
Boy, they really could have cut 15 minutes out of that movie automatically with just getting rid of that shit. Kelsey Grammer taking them around the world, literally all over the world, to find these people.
But then I sort of think, well, if they've all been kind of an Antonio Banderas type, where you're like, wow, a sort of different kind of action star, but still a totally legitimate action star. I mean, this is Desperado, right? Yeah. This is El Mariachi. That's...
I think he's the MVP of that movie.
He's a phenomenal... He's so funny.
He's amazing.
So funny.
Good.
And, you know, I think I've said before that he's not as good an actor performing in English because he heightens everything. So this character is perfect for him because when he's playing in English, he's going to naturally overplay it, and this character needs to be overplayed. It also makes me think, between this and Paddington and Peru, what the fuck were they doing in Dial of Destiny with him?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's crazy, like, what you can do with Antonio Banderas. And to think that an Indiana Jones movie didn't know what to do with it is shameful. So I didn't have a problem with the story taking that turn. I just thought that, you know, let's not get a bunch of young people that the people watching the movie would be like, I don't care about these people.
I guess you're right in the sense it's not like he's never done that before. Once you rewatch the original,
yeah, you got to do something. And I just think it would have been a great opportunity to be like, you know, well, we don't think of Antonio Banderas as an action star, but he's totally as much as an action star as anyone else in this legacy cast. And I'm sure you could find like three or four more people of that ilk where you're like, wow, I don't primarily think of them as action stars, but I guess they are.
Yeah.
Instead, we have Glenn Powell once again.
I knew you wouldn't like that.
Nope. Don't like the way Hollywood has foisted that man upon me without my consent. And I didn't realize they were doing it all the way back then too.
I didn't know that either. That was an early incarnation of that actor.
See,
I thought he started with Top Gun Maverick.
See, he's a younger example of a man who looks like he's wearing a mask of his own face. I think that's a Mission Impossible style mask he's wearing. No human has a face that smug. Right?
Don't be so bitter about his good looks.
I don't think he's good looking at all. He looks like the something.
No,
something the Joker.
Absolutely
he looks like something the Joker experimented on. Is what he looks like.
He absolutely is the most handsome version of a box for a head.
You haven't seen Mick Jagger in Ned Kelly.
He's in Ned Kelly?
Yeah.
I've seen Ned Kelly. I don't remember that.
Mick Jagger's Ned Kelly, right?
Wait, isn't Ned Kelly with Liam Neeson?
Are you thinking of Rob Roy?
Maybe I'm thinking of Michael Collins.
Yes. No, he's not an IRA Republican hero. He's the Australian bandit who wore a box on his head. Who wore like a tin can on his head.
I guess I haven't seen Ned Kelly.
It's from the 60s. It's back when we were like, yeah, let's put Mick Jagger in movies. That'll work. And you know,
all the way to Free
half the
Jack.
time it did. Half the time it didn't. Free Jack. Half the time it did. Performance.
He wasn't even close. All right, we have our ranking. I guess we have to just declare whether or not these movies are good or bad.
Do we need to say why? Will good and bad cover why we're putting Expendables at the bottom of the list?
Yeah, I mean, all
I want to say is what a sad, sorry little film to end your franchise with.
It really is fucking amazing.
Yeah, victim of cutbacks, lots of half and no-assed filmmaking. The everything, the casting, the filmmaking, all takes a step down. And the only interesting part of the movie,
just a nosedive.
The only thing of the part of the movie that's kind of worthy of note, they walk back by the end of the movie. So I'm like, oh well, fuck you then. I mean, this could have been the first movie where Stallone let himself be killed off on screen.
Did you think he was really dead, though?
Yes.
For even a second?
Because he's never done it in any other... I thought, well, there's got to be a reason why they made this movie. I thought if Stallone's like, you know what would be cool? If unlike all the other franchises I've done, I let myself die on screen.
Here's my exact note. Barney's dead? ? Don't believe that.
Well, I never thought he'd go to the lengths of
Murdering someone?
Murdering a totally innocent guy in order to make that happen. Because
that's my favorite part about it. That's the only thing I like in that movie.
It really leaves a bad taste in the mouth. And I mean, all the
he
people
goes to get
that
his
died
ring back
from
someone he admits he lost it to fair and square.
Yeah.
So just the fact that they go to that bar and beat everybody up to begin with means they're morally reprehensible. And I thought that would be the limit of how terrible a person he is. And then at the end, he's like, remember that guy? Well, I drugged him, I put him in the plane, and I had him die in my place.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
It feels like Trump wrote that joke for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would have been great to have like a post-credit scene where he's arrested and taken to the gas chamber, like like classical Hollywood Hays Code style.
Right?
Like, no, he can't get away with this. He's got to face justice.
Hey, what are you doing? That guy, nobody liked that guy. He's kind of an asshole. What's the problem?
Yeah, so it's
fucking amazing.
I felt my overall emotion in watching it was pure pity, but at the same time they decided to make this. It didn't need to be made, so fuck them.
Yeah,
but
you had a trilogy. You had a strong trilogy.
But also you could have been like, okay, it didn't work, but Stallone did something that he's never done before in a movie. Because I mean, he's been written out of the Creed movies, but as far as we know, that character's still alive in the fictional universe. He refused to do it, patently refused to do it in Rambo Last Blood.
Because of the producer.
Is that why?
Yeah, Irwin Winkler, I want to say.
Oh, is he still beefing with him?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. There's really no one he won't pick a fight with.
Sure.
As these movies testify. But again, he turns that to his advantage in these movies. They're all about picking fights with other people in the business.
Revenge. It's such a conservative mind view. The rightness of revenge.
Yeah. But it's also the driving force of these kinds of movies, and he knows that. So it's him thinking on a morally repugnant and artistic level simultaneously. Luckily, it's one of the fortunate moments when those two things dovetail nicely.
When they converge in a nice way.
Because that's it. These movies are, they're what we replace the Western with, and Westerns are mostly about revenge. So
sure.
That DNA is gonna trickle down, I think. Ooh, trickle down DNA. Anyone ever come up with that? That economic philosophy.
Very pleased with yourself
Trickle
for good
down
reason.
DNA. Okay. Let's good bad this motherfucker.
All right, here's where I stand. I kept thinking. I have not done it yet, but I kept thinking if I were to write a letterboxd review for these movies.
It's the only platform we're not on, so go ahead.
Yeah. That's always out of 5 stars. I'd probably give definitely 2 stars to these at least first 2 movies.
Oh wow.
And they might creep up to 2.5 stars.
Conservative, I would say.
But I'd also give them a 10 out of 10 for watchability.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think of them.
Is that a separate rating?
No, that's not on Letterboxd.
All right. Well, there you
go.
That's
just me.
When we have our version of Letterboxd, we'll put that. We'll add that option. Yeah. But did you have fun?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how to reconcile those two things.
With these movies, I would be like, I wouldn't be able to press the enter key fast enough for did I have fun? It'd be like, fuck, you blew up the computer.
I hit it so fast. I added.
You gave this movie 25,000 stars.
Yeah. So my critic of Cinema Brain is fighting, I think, with the other part of my brain.
That's what's great about these movies is there's no contradiction. Secret smart person. Stallone knows what he's doing. He's talking about action cinema as a genre while giving you a good version of that kind of a movie. You can't ask for more. And also he's doing it in a way that's more.
You're in the bagness, just seeped out of your own bag.
But this is where the analogy to Scream comes in. He's doing it in a way that I think is more natural than, say, as much as I do admire this movie, like a Last Action Hero. You know, that's archness. The archness of that pissed people off.
Pissed me off when I first saw it. I've come to really.
The baroque nature
of
being a satire of action movies put people off. You don't have that you don't have that tension here at all. You can
but it's a different. It's done in a different way.
Yes, but you never have to think, oh, isn't this a clever reference to this? Mm-hmm. You can just watch it and then afterwards you go, oh, that's interesting. Like, we don't normally comment on doing that in an action movie,
right?
Like you don't, like, people talk about, like, wow, I nearly didn't win that fight. I was like, that doesn't happen that often in unless you go all the way back to Die Hard, which is what the original. That's what it's this the fucking guy flying by the seat of his pants throughout the movie. Sure. And that disappeared from action movies, and the Expendables brought it back, where they're like, we really did get out of that by the skin of our teeth.
That was not easy.
And much of that skin is visible on our faces because of all the work we've had done.
I think I couldn't ignore how much of a good time I had for 2, so I was willing to say 2 is a good movie.
Yeah, I think 2 is a good movie.
I'm wavering on 3.
The thing that makes me sure 2 is a good movie. Sure, it's 2 is a good. You know. Bearing in mind, bearing in mind, I'm a guy who, like, exclusively watches movies from the 50s and 60s, which are, you know, inarguably excellent.
Yes.
Like films by Max Ophuls and Jean Renoir, and I'm going, you know what makes me sure The Expendables 2 is a good movie? I was going on, I was like, again, when I'm watching the Scream films, I'm like, the part of my brain that wants an original horror movie and the part of my brain that is appreciating the metatextual level of this are not working against each other.
Yeah. They're
keeping in tandem. And I just, you know, again and again, I was like, what a fluid, dynamic action movie this is. Mm-hmm. So even if I didn't understand the rest of the references, I would still, I think I would still think it was a really good version of a genre movie.
Mm.
And there's a distinction. There's, like, you know, there's obviously nodding and winking to the audience at times, but there's also times when they're like, no, we're playing this scene entirely straight. And to know when to sort of code switch like that is where I think Expendables 2 earns its goodness.
See, look at you drawing from Axel F. Maybe you didn't give it enough credit.
I'll say it again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Axel F does not own the license on the term code switching. They are responding to the cultural usage of that word, which is also what I'm responding to. Axel F doesn't have anything to do with my decision to use that terminology.
You gotta give Axel F some credit.
I don't even know, is it still on Netflix?
I'm sure it is.
Did Netflix originals ever leave Netflix?
Yeah, I think they just stay on forever.
You'd think,
Beverly Hills Cop will leave.
But there's times when I've looked for, like,
Netflix.
Disney Plus occasionally pares back its original catalog. Like Willow the Willow reboot isn't available anymore.
Oh, weird.
I know, isn't that strange?
That's stupid.
Yeah. Like, what are you trying to hide, Disney Plus? It's like, if you're gonna do that, then you gotta take off fucking The Acolyte as well. They probably have done. I honestly, there are times when I kind of walk around and I think about how Disney executives saw Darth Plagueis peering out of a cave and like, okay, cancelled. We're not interested. We're not going down this fucking road again, okay? I've seen where it's gone.
All right, what about 3?
I have a harder time with that because it's right on the line. Talking to you
I have
about
a harder time calling 3 good.
Yeah.
But I also have a harder time not saying good if I'm calling 2 good, because I think this one has a little bit better filmmaking.
Yeah.
But needs an editor. And then, like I said, it's got that one magical performance aspect.
And someone to say, you see the second act, you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go straight from the first to the third act, basically.
Yeah. It's tough.
I think the reason I have a harder time talking to you about it, if you'd have been like, no, the filmmaking's shitty, and
yeah, right.
the A cast is phoning it in, I'd have probably been like, okay. But the fact that it's not just my love for those actors, and occasionally I'll see a shot or a choice which I'm like, that's unusual and interesting.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that, in Expendables 2, I'm like, well, they started that shot pretty much the way I expected them to. They ended the scene pretty much the way I expected them to. And I appreciate, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But then there's parts of Expendables 3, I'm like, wow, we're taking a beat here where you don't normally take a beat. And I guess that is what's different from, like, the Bourne movies, which don't stop. They're just like a beating pulse of movie.
Yeah, sure.
And that was kind of pretty common in action cinema. So I'm more inclined to say it's good because of those features, and because it is a step up in the level of action star as well. Not that I haven't, I think what it does with the cast it has in Expendables 2 is superb.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I mean, it's like, but it makes the film really drags itself down, and it doesn't need to be this unwieldy a movie at all. And that's its own fault. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like there are any production reasons why it needs to be that way. I don't think that I can tell.
No, I was watching a lot. I was watching some of the. It's so fun to watch these behind the scenes.
I'll bet.
Stuff, and listen to them all talk about their characters and the expansion of characters, and that was the big thing for 3. They felt it was so much more necessary to open it up and really get to know these people. But now we've added people, so we got to get to know them, and
then
like,
then you leave a decade between this and the next movie. You're not even keeping the new characters you've added.
Exactly. That's the thing.
It feels really worthless.
Because of 4, I think 3 suffers a little bit because they didn't keep what worked.
They kept the son of one of them.
Yes, exactly. With no explanation as to what happened to the father.
Right. I mean, that's...
Although that guy was kind of spot on. He really captured Antonio Banderas' performance, I thought.
Yeah. As far as surrogacy goes, it's pretty good.
You know what? I'm going to say 3's good.
My instinct was to say it was bad, so I'm going to say it's bad.
Okay.
Because I think it's worse that you have a recipe for success
and fuck it up a little bit.
Yeah, and you end up burning the shit out of it.
Yeah, I think they singe the edges. So I'll say good.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not one of those singeing where you can rescue the crust. I think we're maybe going too deep into the metaphor. You didn't say anything about it being a pie.
I didn't say anything about pizza.
Yeah, the pie element in. I really like the pie. What do I think of the pie? What do I think of the pie?
I'm gonna say good.
Okay,
it's real close.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna say good.
I'm the other side of that line because I do remember leaving the movie going, I get why people hate this. I had a good time, but parts of it were torture.
I don't think it's interesting. We'll talk the tomatoes meter, but to put it in your parlance.
That's less parlance than pronunciation. And that's my nice way of saying it. That's my nice way of saying you're wrong and I'm right. No, I don't really think that. It's all relative. Anyone ever says that's not the way to pronounce something, I'm like, well, what do you know? Why is your version more?
I have to accept the Albuquerque pronunciation? Shut up.
Exactly, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Regional, even within, you say, oh, well, because British dialect is older. I'm like, yeah, but in Britain, people don't say anything the same way. We called it soccer before you called it soccer. So anyone tries to tell me that it's football and not soccer, I'm like, well, you don't understand, you don't know history. That's your problem is you don't understand history. We called it soccer, and we called rugby football, and now we call football, and Americans call it soccer. So what's the fucking difference? Call it what you fucking want. Is the ball round or is it shaped like an egg? That's all that fucking matters.
I really like egg football.
I mean, that's what American football and rugby essentially are. It's I believe the derogatory term used for people who are anti those sports is egg chasing. Essentially, it's like you're basically on an on a year-long Easter egg hunt.
Very good then.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right, well, I'm going to call 4 bulls bad.
Did you say 4 bulls? 4 balls? Before I
said 4 bulls.
Before I got on here, I logged onto IMDb and I saw they have it as Expendables 4. I'm like, no, you can't let them off the hook.
No.
They have never called it anything but Expendables. Don't you try to class up the joint. They didn't. Yeah, I mean, for all the reasons we've kind of talked about, it's literally pitiful. But
yeah,
I can't feel too sorry for it because clearly they didn't have the means to make any movie. It seems like, not least an Expendables movie, which requires requires some practical elements. Right? I mean, it's the whole. It's always been like a mix of digital and digital CGI, practical and digital. From the beginning.
Yeah.
But there was always an interplay between the two, and in Expendables, they're walking around in literally a fucking cartoon wherever they go.
You're adding a vowel where you shouldn't. It's 4 bulls.
Oh, what? Because the A is the 4, you can't say ubbles?
Yeah.
Expendables.
Expend 4 bulls.
Expend 4 bulls.
Yeah. That's what they have it as.
When Christmas time comes around and you're decorating the tree, you need to get some of those Expend 4 bulls.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, It's a sad, sorry situation.
I'll save it for the episode too, but by the time we get to that particular film with the cast changing going on,
Oof.
I think some of that reveals some of the bad character we've mentioned about some of these people off screen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure part of the situation is that a lot of people they would normally consider just doesn't want to work with them. Probably they can't afford to pay them either. What they need to be paid.
Well, that's certainly part of...
Which is why it's all like Thai and Indonesian action stars who probably, if you know that cinema, you'd be like, well, yeah, they're like the equivalent of Jean-Claude Van Damme in Indonesia, but it's meaningless to me, sadly, you know.
It doesn't have the same effect for me.
Yeah. So... And also, you know, if you think about... Basically, the whole thing is one big scale down. And at one point, I was like, if you think about all the globe-trotting they do in the previous two movies, in Expendables,
attaboy.
they go to Libya and the sea.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, done.
Libya and the sea. The sea is not a location. It's not a place. It's just the sea.
I remember as they were, as Statham and whoever the action star is were approaching on that small boat. And it were maybe halfway through the film. I said, "Oh, we're spending the rest of this movie on that fucking boat, aren't we?"
Yeah,
no question.
They got the background to look, you know, semi like a background on the sea, and they're like, okay, we can't move it now. Everything has to be on the boat now. Everything has to be on the boat. This looks too mediocre for us to back away from this.
The background started to look like the backgrounds I created for, say, Pirates of the Penzance Junior at a middle school. Completely. And it was fucking amazing.
If only it was as well acted and as fun as that production, we might have been okay.
Yeah, I had some great actors.
That was I believe, Glenn Powell's debut, right?
Yes. Little Glenn Powell.
With his box face. Playing the pirate box face.
All right, so we have them ranked the same. We're a little different on declarations.
Yeah.
I'm good, bad, and you're good, bad.
Yes. But,
think about that, though. You're lumping 3 into the same category as 4.
It doesn't
seem fair now, does it?
It doesn't, no. It does. But, you know, going back to the soccer/football analogy.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, in the English football leagues, you get, you know, the last 3 4 spots get relegated, right? And sometimes the difference between the bottom and the top of that relegation zone is huge, but they're all losers. They're all gonna get consigned to the trash bag of soccer.
All right.
So,
anything left?
Not at the moment, no.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, well, please.
Talk about the Expendables 2 next.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to tell us what you think of the Expendables series. Top of your list, bottom of your list, good or bad?
There's a bunch of people out there going, there's no difference between any of these movies. They're all terrible. What are you talking about?
I was literally just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
They're not in the bag. They're not in the bag like we are.
No. And I got, you know,
they don't know good when they see it.
It's It's definitely the best and worst of Stallone in these 3 movies, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
You could make any argument you want about Stallone based on these 3 movies, and you'd be right.
Absolutely. You can.
That's why he's a secret smart person and not a conspicuous smart person. Because if he was a conspicuous smart person, you wouldn't think he was an idiot.
You could take literally the same moment from each movie and describe why that makes him a genius and why that makes him the worst person in the world. All right, if you want to discuss any of that, then you're going to have to do all the things that you do on the X's and the grams and the books. Threads.
The tubes.
Blueski. All right, fine, YouTube.
YouTube if you want to.
You do that YouTube.
There was a...
that you do.
Margaret Thatcher once made a speech where she was being criticised for making a U-turn on policy, and she said, "U-turn if you want to," and they all went, very good, yeah, very good, destroying people's lives, very good, very good. And then later on, a Labour politician said, when YouTube was politicians using YouTube, she went, "YouTube if you want to," and everyone went, this is very good.
They like that.
And that's the reason we're in the mess we're in today. Because people care about those statements and not about people's lives.
They like quips.
Exactly. I started this episode talking about the quippiness of cinema bothers me. The quippiness of politics is also a problem. Quippiness in general. What's wrong with silence? What's wrong with silence?
Oh. A note I've given to many actors.
And by many actors, you mean me. But that's more that I'm breathing too hard. Breathing like James Gandolfini over there. What's wrong with you? I don't know. I ran here. What are you doing?
Put that sandwich down.
How did he get that?
I don't want to lose this podcast. Or send an email to every sequel at Gmail. I just almost died in the middle of that myself.
That would have finally got us some media attention if you'd have died during the podcast. Except no one would be able to hear it because you edit and release the podcast. So I'd be like, you'll just have to take my word for it. But he just died in the middle of one of our episodes. You won't be able to hear the episode because I have no idea how to put these episodes
I don't know what to
together.
do. What I meant to say was, or send an email to everythingsequel@gmail.com. That's it. All right. When you hear us next, I already mentioned it. We'll be talking The Expendables 2. Directed by not Sylvester Stallone.
No.
Very excited. That guy, I'll just say it, Simon West. That guy's been around.
Huh?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was the name of Wesley Snipes' character in Demolition Man. No? Isn't he called Simon something?
He is Simon. I don't know that he's Simon West. They wrote that in just so he could say Simon Says. Very good.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lower grade of action star in the next movie, but we'll get there.
All right. Well, say goodbye to everybody, Tom.
I got this, Thumbo. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how pitiful Expendables is? In that Stallone's character is reduced to thumb wrestling in a strip club.
Amazing.
At the beginning of that movie. And the movie seems to have no issue with this. No commentary on
whatsoever.
How much of a decline in his lifestyle this is. That he's thumb wrestling with weirdos in a strip club. And his ring is on a dildo behind the bar.
As always. All right.
That's just what they do there. Did you know that the Everything Sequel podcast has a sequel? It's our Patreon, and for a low monthly donation, you can get up to 2 exclusive, full-length, ad-free bonus episodes. $5 a month gets you an episode discussing all the original movies from the series we've covered on the podcast. And that's a lot of snakeheads. But $10 a month scores you the reboot to boot. Support Everything Sequel on Patreon and reap the benefits of amazing brand new content you quite literally can't get anywhere else. Got more money than sense? We also offer one-time payments that will get you in the driver's seat of the podcast. Maybe even the passenger seat. That metaphor doesn't work, but our show does. So join the Patreon and believe the hype. It's a sequel.